Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. So, Drew effing Kane, right? They laid the question with us yesterday on what would Drew do. Would Drew sit there and tell the truth, or would Drew sit there and lie? I can't believe some people actually thought that he was going to tell the truth. I'm serious, like, I knew right then and there that was not going to happen. So you know what he did today when Turner asked this man, you know, outside of in the most unorthodox way possible. I just want to sit there and add again because none of that makes any sense. As far as, her asking him in front of everybody there, including Carly and civilians, is this true? Is what Drew saying, is what Jason saying is true? You know what Drew said? He said no. He said no. He was like, no, I'm not going to be involved in your crimes. What you do is what you do. And I understand that, Jason was upset as a father. I get that. But, I'm not going to sit there and be a part of your crimes. What that really translated to him. He practically told Jason to go and F himself with a spiked dildo. That's what he said. He was just like, you can see it in his eyes. He was like, that's what he did. And I'm not going to lie, I laughed my ass off. Oh, that was good. And of course, Carly is upset and she's yelling and everything like that. She's like, tell the truth. And then, of course, they take Jason into some room. Now, at this point, Carly is going in on Drew, going in on Willow, being like, come on, seriously? And the thing is, I really, for a hot second, I was like, maybe there's a glimmer of hope that Willow is going to be like she snapped to it and realized that Jason doesn't like Drew, and this would be a perfect opportunity for Drew to sit there and stick it to Jason. And she just believes him. She truly, absolutely believes him. Okay, so that's just out the window. And so she's yelling, she's all like, oh, what's wrong with you? And this, that, and third, and da 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 da. And I think it was just her attitude and the way that she was coming at Willow. That Willow was like, yeah, I'm not dealing with you. I don't have to deal with you. So I'm going to leave now. Of course, they go back to Drew's place, and he apologized for that. And one thing that she said then says is, you don't have to shield me from the truth. Let's be honest. Drew is lying about that. But that was one of the sticking points in her marriage with Michael. And granted, they both did that, but Michael used to sit there and shield Willow from the truth. And she felt some sort of way about that. Anyway, they're talking. Long story short, she decides she wants to move in. And she's going to move in with the kids. Now, when the truth comes out, when the truth comes out about Nina, when the truth comes out about him lying, oh, that's going to be a wrap. That's going to be a rizap. It's going to be done. She's going to be pissed. She's going to feel like a fool because Nina was like Drew-ish. Carly was like Drew-ish. Well, pretty much everybody is like Drew-ish. And when she realizes, they were right, and I was just stupid, she's going to feel like shit. And I don't think anyone's actually going to feel bad for her. Jack is able to recruit Josslyn to the WSB. And again, I think that she will be an amazing agent. I think she'll be better than Hannah. And she says she's doing this for herself, and she's also doing this with Dex because Dex turns his life around and wants it to do good in the world. And so and she says it in this sweet, oh, I'm saying that, way, but she's down, so she's gonna join, and I mean, it's too bad that GH doesn't have the budget to actually send her in on some of these locations and stuff like that, because that would be really cool. Kind of like Nikita, if you ever watched the movie or show, and not the CW one, but the other two. Now Diane gets there, and Diane, after talking to Jason, is able to get him out on bail. But at some point, when Anna's not there talking to Turner, Turner's like, I can make a nobody case. And I'm like, wait, hold on. And I probably didn't say it right, but I'm like, are you telling me that you can sit there and send this man to jail with no goddamn body? Like, seriously? You can't even file a missing police report. You can't even file a missing persons report with the amount of time that he's been gone, but yet you can sit there and charge him with murder? With no goddamn body? Seriously? And I get. And this is exactly when Daniel was like, you threaten him. You threaten Cyrus in a room full of goddamn people. And literally said, I'll make sure your body is disappeared and nobody ever find it. Well, that was stupid. But even with that being said, which is stupid, I'm gonna just iterate that. You shouldn't be able to charge him without a goddamn body. And also, he could have just simply left. There's no body. There's no, like, did people forget that he used to be a mobster at one point? You don't think it's possible that he could have had connection? Somebody could have flown him out the country or smuggled him out or whatever, and we're just automatically going with death, even though there was no blood. There's no blood trail. There's no way to indicate that he's actually dead. But this is what we're doing. Well, this is stupid. This is just stupid. I had to sit there and tell Trina for the 19,000th time that, you didn't cause me to get into an accident. He understands as a sports player in any sport, any given time, that you can wind up suffering an injury. That's just the game. Most people who are lucky can get out before that. And so he's like, hey, listen, you didn't do anything. I was actually good. I would have been fine. And stop letting Quinn, that cock-blocking POS of a subhuman being, tell you otherwise. It is a point, right? And I did kind of laugh, but there was a point, right, where it seemed like they were having a moment, right? She got up on a ladder or whatever, and she made some sort of joke or whatever, right? And they looked like they were about to sit there and kiss. And some idiot walks up and is like, are you done with the color yellow? Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. But you're in an art studio. You telling me that the only color of yellow was right fucking there? Are you serious right now? Like, part of me was just like, I mean, did they just lose creativity? I mean, come on. I can't be the only person who sat there and was just like, are you kidding me? Anyway, they do want to kissing. So I'm pretty sure I can't wait to sit there and read some of the comments. Not just my comment section, but I'm talking about like in Facebook and other ones, because they're gonna be like, and you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Springer fans. They're gonna be livid. They're gonna be absolute. They're gonna lose their goddamn minds. Oof. That should be fun. Um, Chase wants to. What the hell Chase wants to do? Oh, Chase wants to use Finn as a sperm donor. And Brooklyn is like, and then she lays out all the different reasons of why that's just such a bad idea, and how weird it would be. And also, I mean, look at Christina and Molly. I mean, yeah, they're not exactly the same, but they're similar enough where I can see it would cause friction. Um, but he's trying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I give the guy credit for trying, and it doesn't really work. And he's like, let me just go to the gym. Let me sit there and hit something. I need to just kind of just get some of this stuff out of my system, pretty much. So he leaves, and then she's crying in the bed, or I don't know. Then she calls her mom, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really liking Brooklyn right now because I still do feel like what she did was very trifling, and I want to sit there and just reiterate that. Um, but I did get and understood her logic about how weird and everything like that would be. And I'm glad that she did actually talk him out of that. So I give her credit for that. Um, Tracy. Tracy decides to take the name Quartermaine away from Joe. I didn't know you can actually do that, but you know, let's be honest. I hate that they're saying this, but this is a white woman with money, so I guess anything goes. So she does that, and Ned, Olivia, Lois, and Gio feel some sort of way about it, particularly Gio, which up until this point I was like, whoa. Actually, I had to sit there and stand up. I was like, is Gio talking? Does Gio actually have a backbone? Whoa, 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 whoa. You want it? Let me play it up from the beginning. And he pretty much like, listen, this is, long story short, this is going to affect Scout. Because if she feels her daughter, I mean, she feels if her father, they explained it in a way, if her father doesn't have that last name, then she's not going to feel like a Quartermaine. You know what I'm saying? She's not going to feel like, she's probably going to wind up siding with her dad. So that's, what I'm saying? Like, that's going to mess up Scout. And of course, Lois and Ned and Gio was against it. But, Tracy being the usual entitled woman that she is, decides to start practically saying, well, Lois, you're a guest and you're not a real Quartermaine and da 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 da. But, Gio actually stands up there. And at this point, people like, don't say anything to Gio. Don't insult Gio. And Tracy's like, no. This is the first time that he pretty much had a backbone. Let this man speak. And I thought it was pretty interesting. Um, what else? Okay, so Stella tells Curtis that she did sit there and talk to her congressman friend or whatever, Henderson, and it was like, okay, listen, I got him to sit there and talk to you, but you're gonna have to sit there and do the sales pitch as far as why he should help you out. And so that's what he does. He practices his speech about why it's a good idea to sit there and take Drew's power away because he's not helping the people that he's sworn in office to sit there and help out. And I mean, listen, I'm a Drew fan, but I'm not gonna lie, bro. Listen, you putting your own agenda above this deal that could sit there and really help out the people of Port Charles. So, like, you're not, you know what I'm saying? You're not upholding your part, and that's other people. So, um, yeah, I'm I'm okay with having that guy take away Drew's power if he's not going to sit there and really help out the people. I mean, seriously, the last thing we need is another crooked ass person in politics, messing things up for everyone else. So, um, anyway, I feel like that's pretty much about it for the most part. There might have been some stuff here or there that I missed, but that is the general gist. Now, of course, if I'm missing anything, I didn't sit there and talk about it. Write in the comment section below. Let me know what your thoughts are on this episode. I'll be doing a live stream, um, in about an hour, give or take. So, if I miss anything there, we'll talk about it there. As far as that show, as far as this show, Born and Beautiful, Young and the Restless, Days of Our Lives, and Beyond the Gates. We're going to sit there and talk about that too. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go. I'll see you in the next video. And I'm going to be watching the show too. So if anyone watches Hollyoaks, we'll talk about that too.